be comedy
friends,
well, friends
you know,
as a result.
And the thing about D was funny. I met D maybe 10 years ago or longer at another radio station I was working at. I think he was doing the show, did an interview, and we used to have such a big conversation, just talking, like, you know, me and him, just real good chemistry from the beginning. So, and I see him really networking with a lot of comedians.
Yes.
Like a lot of the stuff, most of the guests we've had on this show, some connection with D So Funny. So,
yes.
He's definitely he's a force around this area. You know what I'm saying? I'll say that. That's a good thing. So I ain't gonna hold you too long. I know we talking about a lot of stuff, but anything on your mind, you know, before we wrap this thing up? Anything you're thinking about, you know?
I'd just like to encourage anybody who's thought about doing it to, you know,
that's good.
Get your balls out.
Get your balls out and play. You waited till all this is.
I did.
Get your balls out. Now you're taking me in a whole different direction, Kelly. Don't be potty mouth now.
Sorry. I behaved the whole time.
That shit was, what happened? Nah, man. But that's the thing. I mean, it's funny. But look, as a philosopher, it's a hell of a metaphor. Get your balls out and play. That's all I'm going to say, y'all. You got to definitely do that. You have to be in the game. But I love talking to comedians because, you know, comedians think different a lot of times. You know, and I'm an honorary comedian myself, just because sometimes in the worst times I think of the craziest shit, and it's just like, I probably shouldn't be thinking. You know, I'm not going to say this out loud. And I think that's the difference between like a lot of comedians, because they'll say it, you know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of crazy shit. Like, so, you know, I think some of the funniest jokes that I've ever told probably at funerals. So, you know, it's always inappropriate. Like, it's always something crazy.
I tell jokes at the most inappropriate times.
Right.
And I will say, doing comedy gives me an outlet for things I would never say, like in my real life. But give me a microphone.
Things you couldn't say, right?
Things I couldn't and would not say, but you give me a microphone and I'll get on stage and say them, by golly.
Well, that's pretty cool, though. So before you got into comedy, and you know, you just living your life, you know what I'm saying? Before that bad situation, right? I'm kind of glad now that, you know, you look back that it happened.
I mean, everything happens for a reason. Yes.
I told you that things. Don't worry about it. It's cool. But yeah. So long story short, we enjoy having you in, and I want to have you back though.
Thank you. I would love to come back
because a lot of times, like I said, usually it's another comedian in here. And, you know, we never know what's coming up. You know what I'm saying? And then, like you said, it's real conversational. I'm not, you know, I don't have any notes.
Yeah, we go with it.
You can see my hands are in my pocket. I'm doing right now nothing. So, yeah. So, I really enjoyed talking to you today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, most definitely. We'll have to have you back. And I look forward to seeing you on the show or something. So when's your next show here in the area? You say at the Joint next?
So I'll be at the Joint on Tuesday for open mic.
Open mic, okay.
Yes, and then I'll be at the Looney Bin on Wednesday for open mic.
Okay.
And then I'll start with that Splash Wine Bar weekly open mic in Hot Springs on March 13th.
March 13th.
March 13th.
And that'll be every Thursday.
Every Thursday. 7 o'clock.
So we'll come check you out in the spot.
Exactly.
It's all good. Well, thank you, Miss Kelly Collins.
Thank y'all.
Today, having it with Giggles Without Limits, and we'll be back next week. No, week after.